Retro Road Test, Rover Montego vs Nissan Bluebird. Rate this. The 1980s were an exciting time for the family saloon segment, with manufacturers vying to produce vehicles that balanced practicality, performance, and comfort. Two prominent contenders in this category were the Rover Montego and the Nissan Bluebird. The Montego was a quintessentially British car, designed to appeal to the company car market and family motorists alike, while the Bluebird represented Japanese reliability and engineering precision. This road test compares the two cars across several key categories, including design, interior quality, performance, handling, and ownership costs. Exterior design and styling. Rover Montego. The Rover Montego was introduced in 1984 and carried a relatively conservative yet familiar design. Its boxy silhouette, large glass areas, and clean lines were reflective of the era's styling trends. While not as avant-garde as some of its European counterparts, it had a certain understated elegance, particularly in higher trims with added chrome detailing. The Montego estate, in particular, was well received for its practical design, offering a vast boot space and a refined rear profile. Nissan Bluebird. The Nissan Bluebird, launched in the UK in the mid-1980s, showcased a more modern, aerodynamic appearance. It adopted a smoother, sleeker design compared to the Montego's squared-off edges. The Bluebird also featured subtle design cues, such as flush-mounted headlights and a sloping bonnet, which contributed to improved aerodynamics. While it was arguably less distinctive than the Montego, the Bluebird's build quality and precision in panel gaps demonstrated Nissan's commitment to craftsmanship. Winner, Nissan Bluebird. While the Montego's design was competent, the Bluebird felt more contemporary and refined. Interior and comfort. Rover Montego. Step inside the Montego, and you are greeted with a typically British interior. Higher-end models boasted velour seats, a wood-effect dashboard, and a comprehensive instrument cluster. The seats were comfortable, offering good support for long journeys, though the cabin design felt somewhat dated compared to European rivals. Rear passenger space was decent, and the estate version offered one of the most spacious boots in its class. Nissan Bluebird. The Bluebird's interior was a demonstration of Japanese efficiency. Build quality was superior to that of the Montego, with durable plastics, well-assembled panels, and a logical layout. The seats were supportive, and the driving position was ergonomically sound, with all controls within easy reach. The Bluebird also featured optional electronic gizmos that were uncommon in its British counterpart, such as digital instrumentation in some variants. Winner, Nissan Bluebird. The superior build quality and ergonomics gave it the edge over the Montego. Performance and engine options. Rover Montego. The Montego was available with a range of engines, from the 1.3-litre A-Series unit to the more potent 2.0-litre O-Series petrol and diesel engines. The 2.0-litre petrol variant was a highlight, producing a respectable 115 bhp, allowing for a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 9 seconds in MG turbo form. The diesel variant was efficient but lacked refinement compared to modern oil burners. Nissan Bluebird. The Bluebird also came with a variety of petrol and diesel engines, ranging from 1.6-litre to 2.0-litre capacities. The 2.0-litre unit produced similar power to the Montego's equivalent but was notably smoother in operation. Nissan's engines were renowned for their reliability and longevity, a key factor for buyers looking for a dependable car. The turbocharged ZX variant provided an extra punch, making it an appealing choice for keen drivers. Winner, draw. The Montego was faster in turbocharged form, but the Bluebird was more refined. Handling and ride quality. Rover Montego. The Montego's handling was one of its stronger suits, particularly in MG turbo trim. It had a well-balanced chassis, a responsive steering setup, and decent levels of grip. However, the ride quality was not as smooth as some of its competitors, with noticeable body roll in less performance-oriented variants. Nissan Bluebird. The Bluebird prioritized comfort over outright handling prowess. Its suspension setup absorbed road imperfections well, making it a great motorway cruiser. While it wasn't as engaging to drive as the Montego, it felt more composed over rough surfaces, and road noise was minimal. Winner, Nissan Bluebird. While the Montego was the better driver's car, the Bluebird provided a more refined ride. Reliability and running costs. Rover Montego. Reliability was one of the Montego's weak points. Owners frequently reported electrical issues, rust problems, and inconsistent build quality. Running costs could be high due to frequent repairs, though parts availability was decent in the UK. Nissan Bluebird. The Bluebird was exceptionally reliable, living up to Nissan's reputation for longevity. It suffered from fewer mechanical failures than the Montego and was relatively cheap to maintain. Rust could still be a concern, particularly on older models, but overall, it outlasted many of its contemporaries with ease. Winner, Nissan Bluebird. The Montego's reliability woes made it a costly ownership proposition compared to the dependable Bluebird. Practicality and boot space. Rover Montego. The Montego estate was one of the most practical family cars of its time. With a cavernous boot, split folding rear seats, and ample interior space, it was a favorite among families and fleet buyers. Even the saloon version offered a large, usable boot. Nissan Bluebird. The Bluebird also had a spacious boot and a well-thought-out interior. While it wasn't quite as cavernous as the Montego estate, it was still highly practical, with clever storage solutions throughout the cabin. Winner, Rover Montego. The estate model's versatility was hard to beat. Verdict. Category winner. Exterior design Nissan Bluebird. Interior quality Nissan Bluebird. Performance draw. Handling Nissan Bluebird. Reliability Nissan Bluebird. Practicality Rover Montego. While the Rover Montego had its strengths, particularly in practicality and outright performance, the Nissan Bluebird emerged as the more well-rounded car. Its superior build quality, reliability, and refined ride made it the better choice for the average buyer. The Montego, however, still holds a place in British automotive history as a car with potential that was let down by quality issues. For enthusiasts, the Montego MG Turbo remains an exciting prospect, while those seeking reliability and longevity would be better served by the Bluebird. In the end, the choice comes down to personal preference, but as an all-round package, the Nissan Bluebird takes the win in this road test.